You're in the right place. Hello, I'm Dan Harris.
Hi, and I'm Claudia Köstler.
You're over here, over there. Welcome to Over Here, Over There, a global conversation about how we see others and others see us. I'm Dan Harris. I'm going to hand this over to my podcast colleague, Claudia Köstler, senior editor at the Süddeutsche Zeitung in Germany, who will tell us in a moment what's on her mind this week. But first, as a reminder, you can follow us on social media and contact us via our website at overhereoverthere.org. We'd love to hear from you. And please don't forget to subscribe and tell everyone about the podcast. And now, without further ado, over to Claudia.
Thank you, Dan. Guten Tag, dear listeners. Or I should rather greet you the Bavarian style, I guess. Grüß Gott. Today, we dive headfirst into the world of Bavarian Mondays, a day so unique it makes you question if Monday blues even exists in a picturesque land of lederhosen, beer gardens, and perpetual Oktoberfest vibes. Or is it over here just the very same as your Mondays over there? The struggle to get out of bed, running a couple of minutes late for everything, the moments when you're stuck in a sea of cars contemplating the life choices that led you to this asphalt purgatory as you commute to work, the overcoming of that heavy burden knowing that the whole week still lies ahead of you with your business meetings, workloads, tasks, and office gossips, knowing that your energy level is already at rock bottom, but from now on you will see your energy level plummet hour by hour, day by day, until it's finally Friday? Let's find out. And I promise you'll be surprised by some of the differences and some of the similarities. So, picture this. I am rolled up in my cozy, comfy bed when I'm awakening to the sound of yodeling. It's not a man underneath my window serenading me, nor my neighbor's cat in heat. It's my alarm clock. And okay, I admit it, it's not a traditional yodeling tune or a cheerful polka. It's something else. It's ripping through my entire body because otherwise my subconscious would just ignore it and incorporate the tune into a vivid dream. As I roll out of bed, the smell of freshly baked pretzels wafts through the air. Yeah, well, okay, it should. But I am neither a baker nor living above a bakery, so instead I opt to fight the chilly morning air, hop into the kitchen to get the coffee machine ready, while I skip on into the bathroom and brace myself for shock therapy, also known as a shower. In a perfect world, I'd be enjoying a traditional Bavarian breakfast after that, with Weißwurst, süßer Senf, a Brezen, that's what we call a pretzel, and maybe even a wheat beer. But in reality, the thing I grab is the toothbrush, as a glance at the clock usually tells me that I'm running late, which is something a German is not supposed to do. So one thing that I seem to be hardwired with kicks in: efficiency. Instead of the twisty goodness of a pretzel being munched, I gulp the coffee, maybe even the second cup, to fight off the low blood pressure. But as every true Bavarian knows, the key to surviving Monday is in the wardrobe. Now, of course, over here it's all about lederhosen and dirndls. And yes, nothing says I'm ready like strapping on your lederhosen and for the ladies twirling into a dirndl. But remember, it's Monday. So for most of us in Bavaria, it is standard business suits or smart casual wear, anything to blend in and not to stand out in one of those exchangeable offices and workplaces, unless you are working as a waitress or waiter in a traditional restaurant, Gasthaus. Now, fully dressed, I march off to work, but not without stopping at a local coffee stand, at least if I happen to have one nearby. That is probably the ultimate Monday defense, isn't it? Your reusable coffee-to-go mug, a vessel so large it makes your regular American venti look like a shot glass that you can cling on and carry in front of you like a mighty potion, ready to tackle anything the week throws at you. As I commute, I should take in the very picturesque landscape filled with rolling hills and charming villages more. The Alps are often visible on my journey, and 8 out of 12 months they have snowcaps on. gleaming brightly in the morning sunlight, which also means they send down an icy draft onto the lower parts of the country, and they keep me cold and shivering, and my eyes water and my nose run. Then I find myself in a sea of twinkling lights. The traffic jam rush hour. It's the perfect time to practice deep breathing and patience to keep my recently slightly risen blood pressure back in check, especially as I'm down to the 1-foot crawl, inching forward as I participate in the slowest dance marathon ever. While the clock is ticking, someone is always honking the horn as if it will magically part the sea of cars. But this time is kind of the ultimate equalizer, isn't it? It doesn't matter if you're driving a luxury car or a unicycle with a motor, we are all in this together. It's a communal experience, I guess, a shared journey of brake lights and existential pondering. I finally arrive at the town I work in, a city with historical buildings and quaint cobblestone streets. A town so historical that the parking spaces are only supposed to accommodate a pony, not a car. So when I do find a parking space, I have to squeeze in so tightly and then squeeze out of the car door so tightly that I accidentally rub my car and the neighboring one clean with my jacket. Well, the good thing is the good deed of the day done. In the office, the Monday morning meetings take on a whole new level of Bavarian flair. And I'm not talking about projecting graphs onto a beer keg or discussing any results while tapping into a fresh barrel of the finest Bavarian brew. I am talking about the Bohrischen Grant, the Bavarian grumpiness. That's the time you can observe that at its best, only topped by the wall of silence. That is when no one in your team says anything and hopes anything will just go past. I often wonder if that was the reason yodeling was invented. Shouting out over the hilly landscape, "Is there anybody out there?" But if I personally try and yodel, it sounds more like a Tarzan. And even if some might say it's a jungle out there, I opt more often to other means to get everybody awake and attentive. As for myself, who needs stress balls when you can occasionally lift one of those gigantic Bavarian beer mugs to release the tension? The Oktoberfest now makes so much more sense, doesn't it? By the time the workday comes to a close, Bavarians are already dreaming of the post-work activities. Perhaps a stroll through the scenic countryside, a short hike up on a hill, a swim in one of our many lakes with the Alps in the background, a polka dance off in the town hall, or a visit to the local beer garden, of which there are many to choose from. I'm not kidding, those are all legit options, and very often something wonderful to experience. If you're not cozying up on the couch watching Netflix like everybody else. So there you have it, the secret to conquering Mondays in Bavaria. It is all about embracing the dull grey everyday life that has its similar challenges like everywhere else, but we can sprinkle it with possibilities this unique county offers. And so can you, wherever you are. A dash of dirndl can elevate things and lead to a pretzel-induced happiness. After all, who needs Monday blues when you can have Bavarian quirkiness, laughter, and a hint of mustard? Prosit to that. Bye.
Thanks, Claudia. Thanks to you out there for listening. If you have feedback on today's or previous episodes, please let us know on social media and our website, OverHereOverThere.org, where you can also find our Patreon page. Please don't forget to subscribe and tell good people like yourselves about the podcast. Until next time, thanks for listening to Over Here, Over There.